Hello, welcome to the Mediocre Takes podcast, the podcast where we share our mediocre takes on the shows and movies we watch. I'm Marco and I'm here with my co-host Mel. How are you doing, Mel?
I just found out that Indian folk metal is a thing that exists. It sounds so cool.
Oh, whoops. Did I delete that? Where'd it go?
Marco.
Where'd it go?
Marco, no!
Oh wait, no, it's right there. Okay, I'm good.
What just happened?
I clicked so I was on my notes app, I clicked the button and then it disappeared for a second and then I looked around.
So you almost just deleted all your notes?
Yeah. Anyways, what were you talking about?
I learned about a new music genre.
So does it sound like exactly how the genre title is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, today we are talking about shows and movies we're excited for in 2024. So yeah.
So my first is Suicide Squad Isekai. So this is kind of clickbait because I wouldn't say I'm excited for it. I'd say I'm curious. When the first trailer dropped and I saw the Joker next to Harley Quinn, disgusted, couldn't even properly define what I was feeling. Because truly, I thought we finally closed that chapter for Dr. Harleen Quinzel. But then the second trailer dropped, and it actually looked like an interesting movie. A simple concept, but they've obviously spiced it up by making this the art style of gag anime and using something that's become more popular recently, I think, which is isekai, which is like when a character is transported to another world and has to survive and or complete a mission. Wikipedia also said it's a subgenre of portal fantasy, and I had no idea portal fantasy was a genre until now. Also, King Shark's in it. So what? I didn't know it
I'm
existed.
just su- I'm just surprised you didn't know what Portal Fantasy was.
Is Infinity Train considered portal fantasy?
I think it is. Wait,
Okay.
that's a good question. I think it
'Cause
is. That depends. Is it like another world or is it just
I don't know. I don't know the parameters.
yeah.
It just said that
Yeah, me
it's when a
neither.
character gets transported to another world.
It could be, but I'm not sure at this point because we don't know
Mm,
enough about the worlds of Infinity Train.
curious. What about The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe?
That's definitely I think isekai.
You just called a story about the Bible isekai.
Anyways,
Oh, by the way, there's a Batman and Superman manga, like officially licensed and everything, which is something I never knew existed until now. But yeah, that's my first.
my first is The Tiger's Apprentice. This is an animated film, I believe. So it's about a boy who meets a man who's from a line of zodiacs. I think he's the Tiger Zodiac. And it's about the main character figuring out he's one of the newest zodiacs, and it's up to him to stop like evildoers and stuff like that. This looks really good, though I will say apparently people are saying that Jackie Chan, the animated TV show, has done this before, which I kind of find hilarious. Like I was scrolling through the trailer and I'm like, this looks really cool. The first comment I see, Jackie Chan has done this, which is kind of funny in my head, but it's also kind of sad. So yeah, that's my first.
Okay, so my next one is Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So I'm not a huge King Kong fan, mostly because he kind of sucks. But Godzilla is literally mother. And I think the fact that they put the X in the middle of the names like people do when they ship two characters together makes me giggle. Someone in my D&D group brought up this movie and I was like, is that the one where they kiss? Because isn't this where this is all leading up to? Like, these monsters are gonna commit cunnilingus by the third film, trust. Seriously, I think monster movies are the best kind to watch if you want to turn off your brain and just watch giant things hit stuff. I enjoyed Godzilla vs. Kong. The fight scenes were amazing. Truly, these are the only films where I really enjoy CGI. The only thing that really bogged down the Godzilla vs. Kong movie was the two unnecessary human side plots. And I really just hope there will be less of that in this film, but probably not.
Question, I just remembered this, but wasn't one of your like most excited for of 2023 a Junji Ito anime?
Yeah.
Did that
Mhm.
ever come out?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
I love that.
we're still waiting.
My next most anticipated movie is an animated movie called The Wild Robot. So this is based on a book series about a boy and a robot, and in this world robots and humans have found peace, and it's about one specific robot coming out of a forest to see if the humans are still doing okay. This is a cozy sci-fi, and the book that this is based off of has been on my to read list. So I'm actually really excited for this. I don't think we've seen like a trailer for it, but the concept art looks really good as well.
My next pick is season 2 of Arcane. So this was also on my list last year because the fucking season was supposed to come out this year. It didn't. I'm not bad about it, obviously, but they put out an announcement saying it's coming out next year, allegedly. Apparently, it took 6 years for them to release the first season, and the first season ruined me, so I can't be too mad if they take more time with it, especially if it's gonna make this season as good or better than the first. They didn't give an exact date, just 2024, but if it does come out next year, it'll probably come out near the end of the year, and I cannot wait.
The next film that's on my most excited list is Madoka Magica While Perk is Not Rising. So Madoka Magica is finally getting a final movie, which I'm so excited about. Mal, we will be reviewing this, and I think you'll like it because one of the characters reminds me of Katra a lot, and I know you like unhinged female characters, so
Are they children?
I think so.
Okay.
Is that disappointing?
I just don't like children in anime because people
Mm.
are weird.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. Anyways, this is a magical girl series that seems like light and fluffy at first, but it's darker than it seems. So yeah.
My next pick is The Penguin. So, The Penguin is a show that's obviously going to be about the Penguin from The Batman. The thing that makes me really excited for this is that they are expanding the Batman universe. And to clarify, the film The Batman is in its own universe. It's not a part of the DCEU, thank God. Currently, it's being called the Batman universe. I'm just really happy that we're getting a new live action DC universe. The DCEU fucking sucks and needs to be buried already so I can piss on its grave. Contrary to what my dad believes, The Batman was actually an amazing Batman story, and I really can't wait to see what else they do in this universe because they've already laid down some solid groundwork for it. And I just personally believe the Penguin as a villain is so interesting, especially after reading his One Bad Day comic. That made me see him in a new light, and I like him more now.
The penguin is kind of lame though.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you on that, but you're wrong.
My next most anticipated anime is The Witch and the Beast. So, The Witch and the Beast is an anime about two people who work at a magic organization solving magic related projects that have to do with witches. I've wanted to read the manga for a while, so when I saw how dark the trailer is, I kind of got excited. So, I'm really excited for this one.
Okay, my next one is Invincible Fight Girl. I think this is the one that I'm most excited for next year. This is a Cartoon Network original about a girl and her journey to become the greatest pro wrestler. All we have right now is art and a plot, but just the art alone makes me excited for this show. There's so many intriguing looking characters, and I think they did a great job of showing a bit of the personality of each of our main characters. I can see a lot of potential for this show, and I have some faith that it'll be good since Cartoon Network has done more good than bad. And if it is good, we are definitely reviewing it. My biggest concern is if it'll be good enough for Daddy Warner to allow it to have more than one season.
I'm gonna mention two right now. First of all, I forgot to mention this, but Gumball the movie slash season 7 will be coming out this year, I believe. I mentioned it last year, however, it never came out, so I just want to update you guys on that. The other anime that I'm excited for, Gumball is not an anime, by the way, is A Sign of Affection. A Sign of Affection is a shoujo romance between a straight couple, but the woman in this couple is hard of hearing. I'm really excited to see actual disabled representation in anime, since I don't think I've ever seen any in anime. Also, I've heard that the representation is actually good.
So, my last one is Avatar The Last Airbender live action. When you try to move animation into live action, you have two choices. You can have a loose adaptation or the classic quote unquote based on, or you can try to tell the same story but IRL. And if you choose that second option, you have to jump over the almost impossible hurdle of trying to translate the freedom of expression and individuality that comes with animation and putting it into the limitations that is reality. And more often than not, companies fail at that. Netflix has specifically failed at that repeatedly. And it doesn't help that they chose a cartoon that is debatably one of the best cartoons of our lifetime. So I'm especially excited for this because demons in hell are tripping over my expectations with how low they are, and I just can't wait to figure out the exact moment that Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko left the project. This is definitely a show I'm going to hate watch lovingly.
My last most anticipated TV show slash movie is Harley Quinn Season 5. I still haven't watched Harley Quinn Season 4, which is surprising because I really enjoyed the series. I can't wait to see what they do with Season 5. Harley Quinn is a DC animated show about Harley Quinn, obviously. It's very adult, and while I don't like all the jokes, most of them land pretty well, so I'm also excited for that.
Now that we have finished with our last regular recording for the year of 2023, it is time for a little segment I like to call the Mediocre Minute. This is a tiny little micro moment where me and Marco recommend books, comics, music, games, and more for you all to check out before the year is over. My recommendation is this really underground, really indie, underrated podcast called The Mediocre Takes Podcast. This is a podcast where two heterosexual friends give their really bad takes on all the stuff I watch and then give really bad recommendations at the end of the podcast. I hate listening to them, and it's a really good way to get my blood pumping in the morning, which is really convenient since they regularly post their episodes at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. They also have this YouTube where they show their faces. Ew. Anyway, you guys should totally give them 5 stars as a joke and like their YouTube videos as a joke. Marco, what's your recommendation?
So my recommendation is a graphic novel series called Check Please. This is also a webcomic. It's about this gay ice skater. I think he becomes a hockey player eventually. I kind of forgot most of this graphic novel, but it's really good. I like the romance in it, and yeah. Anyways, you guys, that's the end of 2023 for us. That's also the end of this episode where we talk about our most anticipated shows and movies of 2024. If you want to send us a voice message on Spotify for podcasters, there'll be a link in the description to do so below. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, which are @takespod. And that's everything. So, goodbye.